20 million people died. Empires that had stood for centuries. Gone. And most of us were taught. It started with one bullet. One bullet, one man, one moment in Sarajevo. That's the story. But that story is dangerously incomplete. Because before that bullet ever left the barrel, Europe had already built a machine designed to destroy itself. This is the story of how decades of rivalry, fear, and broken diplomacy made World War almost inevitable. The assassination was the spark, but the powder keg that had been packed for 30 years. To understand 1914, you must first understand everything that came before it. Let's go back. It begins in 1871. Germany humiliates France in the Franco-Prussian War. Seizing Alsace-Lorraine, France never forgets. Bismarck, Germany's Iron Chancellor, responds with a masterstroke, a web of alliances, designed to isolate France diplomatically and prevent a two-front war. In 1882, Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy sign the Triple Alliance. Europe begins choosing sides. Russia and France, both fearing German power, respond. The Franco-Russian alliance of 1894 splits Europe into two armed camps. Kaiser Wilhelm II then makes a catastrophic decision. He fires Bismarck and begins building a massive German navy, a direct threat to Britain. Britain responds with HMS Dreadnought, a battleship so powerful it makes every other warship obsolete. Overnight, the arms race explodes. Every major power pours its treasury into guns, ships, and soldiers. By 1914, Europe's armies are the largest in human history. In 1907, Britain joins France and Russia in the Triple Entente. Europe is now divided into two armed blocks, staring at each other across a knife's edge. Meanwhile, in the Balkans, the powder room of Europe, empires are crumbling and new nations are clawing for land. Vienna watches in dread. Serbia doubles in size after the Balkan Wars of 1912 to 13. Its ambition to unite South Slavic peoples directly threatens Austria-Hungary's multi-ethnic empire. Austria-Hungary's military leaders had argued for a war against Serbia 4 years. All they needed was the right excuse. Russia, humiliated in the 1905 war with Japan, is rebuilding fast. Germany watches Russia's growing army with mounting alarm. Germany has a secret plan for exactly this scenario. The Schlieffen Plan: knock out France in 6 weeks, then turn east to face Russia. Everything depends on speed. France extends compulsory military service to 3 years. Every great power is now training its young men to die. In 1911, Germany sends a warship to Morocco, a direct challenge to France. Europe nearly goes to war. Nearly. This time, diplomacy just barely holds. Europe's newspapers warn of coming catastrophe. Politicians dismiss them, but ordinary people can feel something approaching, something enormous and dark. Here is the darkest irony. The Kaiser, the Tsar, and the King of England are cousins. They write each other letters, and they will send millions of men to die. June 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, travels to Sarajevo, Bosnia's capital. Recently annexed from the Ottomans, it is a provocative visit. Waiting in Sarajevo, 7 young conspirators, backed by Serbian Nationalist Secret Society. The Black Hand, their target, the Archduke himself. June 28, 1914, Sunday morning, Sarajevo. The motorcade moves slowly through summer crowds. On the pavement, Gavrilo Princip, 19 years old, waiting. The driver takes a wrong turn. He stalls, he reverses, and fate places the Archduke's car directly in front of Gavrilo Princip. 2 shots. Franz Ferdinand struck in the jugular, Sophie in the abdomen, both dead. Within the hour, the match. Princip is seized immediately. He is 19 years old. He will die in prison 4 years later, but the world he has just shattered will never be rebuilt. In Vienna, grief is brief. Opportunity arrives fast. Austria-Hungary's hawks have their excuse. All they need now is Germany's support. July 5th, Kaiser Wilhelm signs the blank check. Germany will back Austria-Hungary. Whatever it decides to do, this single act makes a continental war almost unavoidable. July 23rd, Austria delivers an ultimatum so extreme. It is designed to be rejected. 48 hours to comply. Serbia must surrender its sovereignty or face war. Serbia accepts nearly every demand. An extraordinary capitulation, but Austria-Hungary has already decided war will come regardless. July 28, 1914, Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia. The crowds cheer in Vienna. They have no idea what they are celebrating. Russia cannot abandon Serbia, its Slavic ally, its prestige, its honor. Tsar Nicholas II orders partial mobilization. The dominoes begin to fall. Germany's generals panic. Russian mobilization triggers the Schlieffen Plan's countdown. If Germany waits, it faces a two-front war it cannot win. It must strike now. Britain's Foreign Secretary Edward Grey watches London's lamps being lit. He says, "The lamps are going out all over Europe. We shall not see them lit again in our lifetime." August 1st, Germany declares war on Russia. August 3rd, Germany declares war on France. August 4th, Britain declares war on Germany. In 5 weeks, the world has changed forever. Germany violates Belgium's neutrality, the action that brings Britain into the war. A scrap of paper. The Kaiser calls Belgium's treaty guarantee. Britain disagrees. Across Europe, men volunteer by the millions. They expect a short, glorious war. They are told it will be over by Christmas. It will last 4 years. The Schlieffen Plan fails. The war of quick movement grinds to a halt. Men begin digging. 600 miles of trenches emerge from the English Channel to Switzerland. In the trenches, men live in mud, rats, and the constant company of death. The idealism of August 1914 is already gone, and the war is only months old. On the Eastern Front, Germany destroys 2 entire Russian armies at Tannenberg. Over 90,000 prisoners. Russia's weakness.